Welcome to In Confidence, hosted by me, Rosie Downing. In this podcast series, I speak to people who've been on surprising, often bumpy rides in their quest for personal and professional confidence, and to the experts who can help you get there. We tend to assume that confidence comes from within, but how you choose to present yourself can make a huge difference to how you feel on the inside. Alexandra Fullerton is a stylist, writer, and brand consultant. Fashion director at Stylist magazine for 7 years and writer of How to Dress, Alexandra knows as much as anyone how dressing well can boost your confidence and set you up for success. When we want to boost our confidence, sometimes it's about going inward and finding the intrinsic motivation. But with you, it often starts on the outside.
The inner and the outer are so closely linked. So it could flip, but there has to be kind of like a synergy between the clothes that you wear on the outside have to reflect your inner self, and who you want to be on the inside needs to come through on your clothes. Although, having said that, sometimes we can mask what we're feeling or going through by choosing clothes. So we can completely camouflage ourselves with our clothes. Or we can play the part of the high flyer who's going to get a job, or, maybe we're out for an evening and we're feeling really shy, but we put red on or do something that makes us noticeable. So yeah, you can totally be your inner self on the outside, or you can let your outer self and the clothes you choose lead how you feel.
You started life as a stylist, styling celebrities, VIPs for fashion shoots, magazines. So what did you learn from those early days that you've brought into this part of your life? And you can name drop as well. You can tell us all the juicy details of the celebrities you've worked with, please.
Kylie Minogue's feet are immaculate.
In what way immaculate?
So I worked with her when I think she was probably in her 50s, and there was not a callus, a mark, a rough skin on them, literally. And remember, this is a woman who dances in stiletto on stage. They were just perfection. That's my gossip.
That's really good gossip.
So working with a lot of celebrities and supermodels, and working for creative magazines, brands, briefs, makes you need to be really flexible. The difference between styling an individual and styling for that is that there is one overall arching person who doesn't care how the person feels in their clothes, because they just want an image. But I learned so much about color combinations and proportion and shape, and dealing with somebody who, an actor in their private life is going through a really crap time and has to come on set and do smiley happy stuff because they're going to be on the cover of the summer issue of XY magazine and have to bring it. So you have to know how to nurture that person through the clothes of my toolkit, to kind of get them to feel their best self. And those sort of lessons, those little tips and tricks, the practical ones of proportion and body shape and, colours, and the psychological geeing somebody up through their clothes meld together when I'm working with an individual who often is going through kind of like maybe a change in their life, whether that's a job change, a relationship change, a house location change. There's nothing more rewarding than working with lots of different people to get to know how clothes affect you.
Yes, I'm really interested in this idea that you just spoke about how to nurture somebody who's in one mindset, and you need to help them change and get into another mindset. They really need to own something that they don't feel that they own right now. How do you use clothes to nurture a certain way of feeling?
If somebody needs to kind of step up or change an element in their life, I often ask them, so I'll start with questioning and ask how they think other people perceive them. Now, this is a bit of a trick question, because in reality, we're also, bound up with our own lives, that we aren't going around judging, oh, well, she looks like she's in a dark place because she's wearing dark clothes. And even as a stylist, I don't want to judge. It's not my place to judge why people are wearing these clothes, but asking, what do you think other people think of you and your clothes is so revealing. And often they kind of think, oh, well, she looks a bit messy or a bit scruffy or a bit scatty or, not very inspiring, not very creative. And then, well, how would you like people to perceive you? Well, they want them to think that I've put together, I've got my shit together, I know what I'm doing, and that I am a bit creative and I am competent. So then we work towards, or I suggest, again, using that toolkit analogy, of things that are going to help people think that they are competent, organized, creative.
Wow, that's amazing. And do you think do they go out and ask other people, or do you actually just almost hold up a mirror and reflect that judgment back to them? So if they say, I think I look, I think I look creative, are you going to say to them, actually, it's maybe coming across as chaotic?
Most people, when you want them to describe how other people think of them at the moment, are negative. So how can we make those a positive? Through your clothes.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be negative. And doing the little tweaks that are going to get them to a place of creativity, competence, put together. They want to look like they are nodding to trends and contemporary and aware of what's going on without being a slave to fashion.
Mm-hmm.
They want to look like they can go into a meeting and kind of like own it, even if they're feeling on the inside that they are falling apart.
Yeah, this is actually a really good time to bring in the 3-word styling method, isn't it? So the 3-word styling method is your way of helping people communicate clearly who they are with confidence.
Our wardrobes are really suffering from an absolute overwhelm of choice. There are hundreds of brands and thousands of new in things going in the shops every week, and we are bombarded with advertising and social media, and humans are kind of designed to be attracted to attractive looking things. But so many times we buy things that aren't true to ourselves. They don't reflect our personality, our inner style, our lifestyles. There's so much incongruity between the life you want to lead or you think you might be leading, but the actual reality. So I suggest the 3-word styling method, which has been around for decades. It's not my method, but it is something that I preach and am absolutely an advocate for, because it brings clarity to your wardrobe. It streamlines the physicality of your wardrobe. It really lets you be who you are on the inside, on the outside, by kind of concisely condensing the choices. And it will save you a ton of time because you're not kind of being distracted by things. And it will save you money, again, because you're not buying things that you're not going to wear or don't serve you. And all those things in your wardrobe will go together. So you also save time on a daily basis, that you're just being able to go there and put clothes together that will chime, rather than, oh, well, there's that frilly thing over there, and then there's that tartan thing, and then there was that leather thing, and then I had a minimalist phase, and then, oh, then I was feeling sexy. We are women, have every facet within us. We can be who we want to be. But the majority of our lives and time spent, we're just better off being a little bit more minimal. Choose 3 words that define your style, stick to them, happy days.
I love your 3-word styling method, and it gave me real confidence in how I was already dressing, and then confidence to say that's not me as well, and to say that forever, okay, I can let go of I can let go of ever dreaming of being that type of person. So can you give us some examples of some combinations that you've seen and that maybe you've helped people get to?
Oh goodness. So I set up a shopping platform to kind of like distill everything that's out there and found the 12 most popular words through Instagram research. And comfortable is a word that so many people resonate with. And why shouldn't it be? I mean, nobody wants to be restricted, isn't a word. Well,
Yeah.
maybe it is, but only on the weekends. Um, Comfortable clothes. People want to be have a little bit of a sporty accent, because that reflects often lifestyles. There is country style. You can mix. So country, classic, and neutrals. If you think about Jade Holland Cooper, she is those words. There's Kate Middleton. She's tailored.
What's hers?
Who?
Kate Middleton's. Kate,
So,
Princess Catherine of Wales.
sorry. Kate, we're like this though, me and Kate. No. Princess Catherine of Wales is tailored, feminine, and colourful. Think about her at every sort of event. She's often in a bright coloured, tailored trouser suit or
Yeah.
skirt suit. The dresses she wears are fitted and feminine, but they're often in a pop of colour.
Yes.
Elegant could be, but elegant is also sort of classic. And then the other Kate, Moss. So she is definitely kind of rock chick. She's vintage. She's dark colours. And you can choose a little mix of things. So you can go through your wardrobe, and I kind of suggest people go through their wardrobe or think about the clothes that made them feel most like them. What were they most comfortable in? Because if you put something, any outfit or garment on, and then you're faffing with it because it might be a frilly cuff that is annoying.
Yeah.
Or you might feel like you were just dressing up because you've had to for an occasion.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you. So it's those things that you turn to when you want to be your most confident, your best self, your absolute you, and then work out what you've got in your wardrobe. Is it a sea of kind of like neutral shades? Is it kind of like an eclectic rainbow of colors? Is it very dark and monochrome? Is it all whites and lights? Is it floaty fabrics? Is it heavy fabrics? Is it tough fabrics? Is it tweedy, nubbly things? Is it lacy, silky, satiny? It's all gives you clues to what your words could be. And the things often that when I go into people's wardrobes, the things that they don't wear or they bought and never got around to returning, the things with the tag still on, are often things that don't chime with their words.
Yeah. So I do an exercise with people where I help them find their personal brand values. And we come up with 3 words. And what I often find, I think of you often because if they say their 3 words and then I look at what they're wearing. So let's say their 3 words are something like their 3 values are fun, they are integrity, and they are honesty. I can bet they're going to be wearing something colourful. They're going to be tailored, but that it's also going to be comfortable. So it's your 3-word styling methods.
And 3 is always like the most important number. It's so grounding to have that sort of like triangular shape of balance.
So if somebody was listening to this right now and they were thinking to themselves, or they were feeling that they lost themselves a bit and they didn't know what they were going to do next, but also when they looked at their wardrobe, they just didn't feel like any of their clothes said who they were, what would be the first thing that you would recommend for them?
I'd want to go back and find out when they felt that they lost themselves or their love of fashion, or when their clothes did no longer correlate with who they were. So there's often a kind of a trigger moment, whether it's I don't know, a job change, or I've spoken to so many people who lived in cities and now live outside of cities, and they're like, oh, I knew who I was when I was going to an office and wearing a suit every day. So what is that sort of trigger point? And sometimes I'll send sort of questionnaires. I'd always do a kind of like a questionnaire and a Q&A with clients before I meet them, so I know that I'm going to get the most out of the time and know how to serve them. And it's meant to be quite light-hearted, describe the things that you loved but no longer wear, or, what's the outfit that feels most like you? What were your most unsuccessful recent purchases? But at the same time, a lot of people say that it feels like therapy. It is a deep dive into their self through the medium of clothes.
Yeah, I can imagine you need a lot of tissues going through a wardrobe audit with you.
It's got to be done in a kind way. It's not my place to say, well, that's not fashionable. It's like, what does that mean to you?
Yeah.
Have you worn it? What did you wear it with? We've got to make the most of clothes they own.
And what if it was power suits, but they're now running their own business from home? Yeah, what if it was power suits and that doesn't fit with their life anymore?
So it's working out why they feel that they need to still keep hold of the power suits if that doesn't suit their life. And sometimes it's, oh, that was a great meeting, or I spent a lot of money on that. So it's then offering suggestions of, okay, well, some of the things can be remixed and restyled, because there probably will be an occasion that you have to go to a meeting at some point, or you might want to look smart. So if you have the physical space for it, then there's elements of your previous wardrobe that you can keep. But let's work out of those 20 power suits, which ones are the most significant to keep, what could be resold for the most value, what could be donated, what could be restyled. Can it be something that you take to a dressmaker and turned into something? Is it a beautiful fabric that can be changed into a bag or a belt or something? So you still have a connection to the item without the full-on jacket, trousers taking up.
Yeah, so you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You have to start again. Actually, you can find ways of remixing, restyling, and bringing that you back to the surface without having to go into the boardroom.
You can still bring the fact that you were a successful businesswoman in that field and are still doing that now. So it's not necessarily taking the items. Is it the color combinations that you used to wear in that job? Is it the fact that you always wore them with a crisp shirt, or did you mix your shirts up with blouses? So it's that play of masculine, feminine. How can we recreate that in your new life with items that you already have and without people going and spending a fortune?
So this is the kind of deep work. Sometimes we just need a confidence boost. So have you got a few items that every single woman needs in her wardrobe that will just give her that lift?
I advocate for a foundation wardrobe. So you see lots of people saying, oh, a capsule wardrobe is all you need. It's not, because the things that people put in capsule wardrobes are so generic and so dull, they do not serve everybody.
So just tell us, can you just, for anyone who doesn't know what's the difference between a capsule, what is a capsule wardrobe?
A capsule wardrobe is when you have X amount of pieces that are all the same. So a capsule wardrobe would be something like a white shirt, a little black dress, a black blazer, a pair of straight leg jeans, a white round neck t-shirt, and a cream or beige silk midi skirt.
Okay. Okay, very specific.
They are. A capsule wardrobe is very specific.
Okay, so what's a foundation wardrobe then?
A foundation wardrobe is items that the individual chooses. So instead of a black blazer being the go-to, as it is in a capsule wardrobe or some people's capsule wardrobes, I would say most people need a smart jacket. So that could be a black blazer if your words are black, tailored, classic. but it could be a collarless tweed cropped jacket. It could maybe be a tuxedo style jacket. It could be a double-breasted tweed jacket in kind of red and autumnal tweedy tones, depending on what your words are and your lifestyle is. So a smart jacket. And then alongside that, you need some sort of casual jacket. So that could be a denim jacket. It could be kind of like an army surplus jacket. It could be a bomber jacket. It could be a leather biker jacket. So the idea of all the pieces in the foundation wardrobe is that you can either wear them with their like. So there are casual bottoms. So if you want your casual jacket and your casual bottoms, that goes together to make a casual day outfit. Or you wear some smart bottom or dress with a casual jacket to make it look unexpected and a bit different.
So it's really getting to the heart of self-expression. Unlike the capsule wardrobe where everyone looks the same, this is really going to what makes you feel most you, and having that at your fingertips so that you can just pull that out and put it with all of the other things that also make you feel most you, and therefore be most confident.
Absolutely. And that kind of mix and match. So I suggest 10 foundation pieces, which all mix and match to make 22 outfits that you can reach for in a no-brainer way on those, what am I going to wear today? I know I've got this on. Okay, right, I'm going to go smart jacket, and then I'm going to go statement skirt, and I'm going to go jazzy jumper underneath it. So done. And that is the very individual to everybody, what their jumper is, what their tops are, da da da.
Okay, so then final question is going to be about tweaks, because you and I love a tweak, don't we? What are some tweaks that we can make to our outfits that just elevate them and give them a boost? So you've already got dressed, but you're about to go in, you need to just power up. What are some things maybe that you can add on or you can do to an outfit you're already wearing?
So I might request that you go back one step.
Yeah.
Before you actually put the clothes on, or you've chosen your top, what can you wear underneath it? So it's all very well, I'm going to wear my jumper, I'm going to wear my shirt, I'm going to wear that blouse. Can you add something else underneath it, which is particularly pertinent in winter days, because you just put on often jeans and a jumper, but making a t-shirt visible underneath your collar line, pushing up your sleeve so you can see a flash of cuff. Can you choose a contrasting colour? Maybe you've got a black jumper on and you wear a white t-shirt. Maybe you've got a Breton stripe roll neck under a navy jumper. So, or you've got a red jumper on and then you go for a pink t-shirt. So just take a minute to put something else on underneath that gives a little bit more of a story to your outfit. If you've not done that and you're out and you're watching this and you're just about to go and do your presentation, okay, pushing up the sleeves so you can potentially see what's underneath, or you've just nipped them in to make them look a little bit bespoke than a flappy long sleeve. Tucking in your top always works. And I know that I spent my entire school days trying to untuck my top without being told off enough to tuck it back in. But tucking in your top divides the body into thirds. Thirds is you're back to the triangle of balance and the three words and three words that describe your values. But artistically and aesthetically, things that are grouped in threes, like vases on a shelf, pictures on a wall, makes our brain appreciate them more than symmetry. Our brain understands symmetry. It has to work a little bit harder at appreciating a group of three vases, pictures, or looking at a painting where the horizon is in the top third or the detail is in the bottom third. Things that are off are more engaging. So your body is divided in shoulders to waist, waist to knees, knees to feet. And by tucking your top in, you have aced the rule of thirds on your body, and it looks more interesting in proportion as well as looking styled. So what else could you do that you've just got your outfit on? So tucking it in, pushing the sleeves up. If there's time to put a belt on, that also does the same job as dividing your body at the waist and looks great. Bringing in contrast or tonal colours. So you've got something that's the same colour or same colour family is a no-brainer at looking put together. And that's something, again.
Can you give some examples? What might that be?
Yes, again, Princess Catherine does this very well.
Oh yeah.
Or also Victoria Beckham does it brilliantly.
Yes.
Rosie
Like
Huntington-Whiteley.
Grey and a lighter grey and a darker grey.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
So they've got a charcoal grey sweatshirt over a white t-shirt and mid-grey trousers. Or they've got a burgundy dress with an orange handbag and a kind of a pale pink coat over the top. So it's choosing pieces in a colour family that just looks polished and chic. You've got a chocolate brown sweatshirt, a oat milk cream t-shirt, and then some camel trousers. Like, done. And that also then suits your wardrobe if you've got all colours that go together.
So it's about picking those things that you already have that are gonna just elevate you so that you're gonna go out looking and feeling great and acing your day.
Absolutely. Tuck your top in.
Tuck your top in.
Who knew though the teachers were right?
Thank you so much. And I know that anyone listening is going to they're just going to be saying, where can I get more of this amazing news, information, tips, advice? So where can they do that?
On my website, which is alexandrafullerton.com, you can see lots of my work and also personal styling services that I do. And then on Instagram, I'm at Alexandra Fullerton, where there's sort of snippets, tips, outfits, and a bit of real life.
And also we can shop the 3 words, can't we?
Yes. So my3words.co, 3 is the number, is my shopping platform where you can find edits of all the new goodies from across the board that are specifically edited to the 12 most popular words in the UK.
This podcast is designed to be practical. I want to actively help you boost your confidence. For that reason, each episode is accompanied by a short Substack post with a tool or an exercise to help you apply the ideas we've explored in your own life. You can find those by subscribing to In Confidence on Substack. And if you have a question for me or a comment on one of the episodes, or you just want to say hi, you can email dearinconfidence@gmail.com, or you can WhatsApp 07377 231 025. That's all from me. See you next time.